When the world is in trouble, I am not slow. It's hip, 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 and away I go. How you like that one, huh? I used to say it to my wife. I say, when your Kiko's in trouble, I am not slow. It's hip, 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 and away I go. And she just laughs because she says, what are you talking about? She has no reference for underdog. Underdog. That's where it comes from. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, underdog. Now, I was going to play another bumper for you. Check this one out. See if you like this one.
How we got here is a combination of
That's
two
not the bumper
things.
right there. This is the bumper. Check this out. A little bit of fur release with a beat to it. I made it myself. It's amazing what you can do when you have experience. It's not always for the young. Let's get that out the way so that you can hear me and the light's not blocked. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are with the Amazing Great Sports Network on the Sports Wednesday. It is June 4th, 2025. Yes, indeed. Life is moving on, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't stop it. We can't slow it down. We can't bring it to a halt. So we just have to live with it. And with that, let's get to something that's eternal, not something that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow, like today's news cycle in sports, what's happening today, but something that's going to endure and will be of value as life goes on next year, the year after, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now. Let's give you something that you can work with and use in your daily life. And that would be a prayer, a daily prayer. And our prayer comes from prayers of spiritual victory. That's right. Spiritual victory. Let's see if I have this correctly in this. There you go. Prayers of spiritual warfare. Prayers for victory in spiritual warfare. It is by Dr. Tony Evans, a very, very good pastor, teacher, leader, a guy who's been around the block, has skinned his knees a couple of times, and has found out the right way of doing things and is trying to stick with it because it's not as easy as it looks, as I always tell everyone at the gym. Picking up those 3 pounders and running them out with those 3 pounders in your hand is not as easy as it looks. That's what I tell Mike all the time. Mike, this is for you. It's not as easy as it looks. So let's get to the prayer. Lord, your sword is able to stop Satan in his tracks because it is the truth. The authority given to Jesus Christ has not rendered Satan powerless. He still has power, but that power can be canceled through your authority. Help us to remember that Satan still has power so that we don't seek to fight him on our own. We will not win that battle. We win only when we face Satan with the authority of Jesus Christ. So we must abide in the Christ and let him abide in us so that we will always have the sword handy to overcome the schemes of the devil. Amen. 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 Let me turn my phone off here because, scam likely. I get like 15 of those a day, 15 to 20 of those a day. Does anybody else have that problem? That it seems like it has become worse this year. You would think because you don't answer it that it's going to go away. No, no, hasn't stopped, has increased. Scam likely every day, 10 to 15 times a day. Amen, amen. It means that I'm still alive. When I'm not here, they won't call my phone because it won't be on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on. Okay, what we have today is happy birthdays. We always have a happy birthday on Wednesday, and today's happy birthday has to do with one Kevin Faulk. Yeah, who? Well, see, if you're not a Patriots fan, you don't know who Kevin Faulk is. But that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here to tell you who Kevin Faulk is and to remind all the Patriot haters over the years, the 20 years that the Patriots were just laying waste to the frozen tundra and of the lush southlands of the United States. There's a guy named Kevin Faulk, right there, who was part of the whole deal. And I will remind you of who he is. Kevin Troy Faulk was born June 5th, 1976, in Lafayette, Louisiana. He attended the Karen Crow High School in Karen Crow, Louisiana, where he helped his team win the 1992 state championship, Class 5A. Faulk rushed for 4,877 yards on 603 carries, which is 8 yards a carry. He also had 7,612 all-purpose yards and 89 touchdowns. Kevin Faulk was twice chosen as Louisiana's most valuable player in the Class A division, which is the highest division level in the state. Following high school, Faulk attended Louisiana State University, which we're just going to call LSU because it's much easier than Louisiana State University. LSU, with Pete Maravich, and Shaquille O'Neal went to LSU, but they were basketball players. But he immediately became the starting running back for LSU's football team as a true freshman. That means he came in as a freshman, he didn't sit out a year, and they started him because they said, hey, buddy, we need you out here. Faulk finished his LSU career with 4,500 yards in 41 games, which was the second best in SEC history behind Herschel Walker of Georgia at the time. Faulk, after LSU, was selected by the New England Patriots in the second round of the 1999 NFL Draft. Over the next 13 years as a Patriot, Faulk excelled as a running back, a pass receiver, a special teams gunner, and a return specialist. He was called the Patriots' Swiss Army knife because of his versatility. Kevin Faulk assisted the Patriots in reaching 5 Super Bowls, winning 3 of them. He retired in 2011 and was inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame in 2016. Now, those are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the facts. But let me go a little bit deeper into what I observed watching Kevin Troy Faulk over the years. And thank gosh he was a Patriot because Kevin Faulk was a winner. I saw a winner whenever I looked at Kevin Faulk. And what I mean by that is that I saw a guy willing to do anything to help the team and make it better. He was a great running back, not in the sense of Walter Payton or Tony Dorsett or Eric Dickerson, the top echelon backs that we always lord over, Jim Brown, Jim Taylor. No, he was not that type of running back, okay? Not in the sense of being a big, strong, or fast guy. But he was a great running back in the sense that he would give his all, and he would get the job done. If they needed 3 yards, he got them 4. If they needed 5 yards, he got them 6. For a guy that stood 5'8", and that might be a reach, and weighed maybe just 200 pounds or somewhere close around there, Kevin Faulk had the biggest heart on the field. No moment was too big for him. No task was too small. Kevin Faulk was the ultimate humble warrior. I remember Kevin Faulk getting knocked down, and he would get up, spring up faster than the guy who knocked him down, and help the guy on the opposing team who had knocked him down. I mean, who does that? Except somebody confident, somebody who knows he's going to get his no matter what. That was Kevin Faulk. Kevin Faulk, no, his demeanor, it set a tone on the team that helped them repeatedly win, as no franchise has ever done before or since. Kevin Faulk played each play of the game as if it was the most important of the game. He was the consummate professional football player. And to you, I say, happy birthday, Kevin Faulk. Thank you for being a New England Patriot, not a Jet, not a Steeler or anything like that, but being a Jet, being a Patriot. I mean, and thank you for the memories. Kickoff returns, punt returns, running back, catching the ball out of the backfield, which you did repeatedly. Just making the big play when it needed to be made. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kevin Faulk. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on down the line here. The NBA. In the NBA, the finals are all set. That's right. The finals are all set. We have the Pacers against the Thunder. The Indiana Pacers will face the Thunder. And I think we have the two best teams in the NBA at this time. Okay, I really do. The Pacers, they have Tyrese Halliburton. Let's go through this. These are the two best teams with the two best young guys in the league. They have OKC has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA. Let's just call him SGA. And the Pacers have Tyrese Halliburton. Now, these guys are, I mean, you have to say that they're arguably the two best young guys in the league, and they're going against each other. I really mean that. As we go down the list, I mean, Anthony Edwards is in the conversation, but I mean, really, what can you say? These are two, they're right up there. If not 1, 2, 3, 4, they're in the top 5. Okay, so both teams are young, they're fast, they're exciting, and many so-called experts have picked OKC to win. I understand. They point out that OKC has the NBA scoring champion in SGA. They have a second basket filler, a guy who can fill it up crazily in Jalen Williams. They have a tenacious lockdown guard in Luguentz Dort. They have a rebounding machine in Isaiah Hartenstein. And they have a versatile inside-out player who also plays pretty good on defense in Chet Holmgren. So they have the package, and they have guys coming off the bench. Caruso, another Jalen Williams. They have guys who can come in and get things done. The defense has been outstanding throughout the year. That being said, I'm a fan of what they do. I acknowledge that they are a good to great team. But hold on. Wait a minute. Let's talk about the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, the Indiana Pacers. They're no pushover. Indiana cleaned the clocks. They cleaned them. They are the best team of the team with the best regular season record. The Cleveland Cavaliers, who wiped up the league all year. They wiped up the league all year, the Cleveland Cavaliers did. And Indiana Pacers just gave them flying elbows until they tapped out. Off the top rope, like Randy Macho Man Savage, like top rope, 12 feet up in the air, slamming down on Cleveland. I think they swept. No, they won in 5 games. And Cleveland was lucky to win that one game that they won. Okay? Then they put the boots to the New York Knicks. Yes, they put the boots to the New York Knicks. After the Knicks had defeated the Celtics with who were missing Kristaps Porzingis all for the whole series, even though he was out there, he was not there. And Jason Tatum getting hurt in game 4 or 5 or whatever it was. After beating the Celtics, a depleted Celtics team, the Knicks thought they had it. They saw a rainbow on the horizon, that this maybe could be their year. Nope, nada. Nope, it was nope, because the Indiana Pacers came in and put the boots to them, hard. They beat them so badly that the Knicks fired their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, yesterday, feeling that maybe he had let them down and it was his fault. We'll get to that later. But this is after Tom Thibodeau took them to the best finish they had in 25 years. Yeah, the best they've gone this far. They haven't gone this far in 25 years. So the Knicks thought they had it, but Indiana Pacers, they're the most versatile guard in the NBA with Tyrese Halliburton. They have another legitimate basket filler, as does OKC with Jalen Williams. This one, his name is Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam, who won? Who was the MVP of the East Finals? They have a proven rebounder in Miles Turner. They have a tenacious lockdown guard in Aaron Nesmith. They're going to put him on SGA, and he's going to grind SGA down the same way he rode Mr. Brunson down, wore him down. Okay, he's a bigger, stronger guard than Luguentz Dort. Okay, so whatever Luguentz Dort is, you're getting a bigger, stronger version in Aaron Nesmith. Okay, so these teams might be mirror images of each other in a sense, but I'm going to go with the Pacers. I'm going to go with the Pacers. Yes, I am. And the reason why is because they're underdogs. And I like the underdog. And also, Tyrese Halliburton looks a lot like underdog. Well, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Okay? Tyrese Halliburton has played the underdog, drafted by Portland, who shipped him out, and I don't even know what they shipped him out for, but to the Pacers, and was hurt when he got to the Pacers, ended up hurt in the playoffs last year, and was not able to perform as good as he could. And this year, now that he's not hurt, well, this is what you're getting. You're getting a Tyrese Halliburton who's unafraid. This guy has the heart. I don't even know how to put it. I mean, because Reggie Miller is a tough act to follow. He's a tough act to follow. And, I mean, this guy's following him. He's not afraid to be the bad guy. But he does it in such a lighthearted way with such a big smile on his face that you can't help but like him. And I think as long as Halliburton is healthy, well, Indiana has a chance, maybe more than a chance. And that's why I'm picking Indiana to take the series. I don't have a calculation. It might go 7. It might go 6. It might go 5. I know this, though. I know that if Indiana is not dotting their I's and crossing their T's, okay, it's going to slip away from them very fast. They better come in and play their game. They better not take Indiana lightly. Because if they do, Indiana's going to take the game, and they're going to take it quick, fast, and in a hurry, and they won't look back. So I'm taking Indiana to win. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let me know if you think Indiana has what it takes, or if you think OKC is going to ride out the storm with a cloud of thunder. Let's move on to the NHL. In the NHL, we have the Florida Panthers going up against the Oilers. And this is a match of last year. That's right. Last season's Stanley Cup final involved the same game. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go over something here. Something I noticed in the games. Okay, not the games. The odds. The odds on the Indiana Pacers and OKC Thunder. Okay, let's get back to the schedule. Bada boom. Here's what we got. Indiana is going in to play Oklahoma City. That will be tonight. And tickets are as low as $342. Are you kidding me? OKC is putting, you can't get a ticket less than $342. What do they think they are? They think they're Chicago? Or they think they're Boston? Do they think they're LA? Do they think that they're Golden State? OKC? 340, and it gets even better or worse than how you look at it. I would say better for OKC, because on Sunday, you can't get a ticket for less than $433. We're talking about Oklahoma City. Oklahoma. Does anybody know where Oklahoma City is, other than the fact that it's in Oklahoma? It more than likely has to be. Really? 400? Who? Somebody has $430 or $50 to spend in Oklahoma City? I'm amazed. I tell you something, I learn something every day. And but still, you guys are getting outclassed OKC. You're gonna have to step it up, because when Oklahoma City, when the Thunder go to the in Indianapolis, Indiana on Wednesday, June 11th, you can't get a ticket there for less than $591. That's right. Real money, $591. So OKC, you may have made $433, and on Sunday it's the lowest ticket, but you're gonna have to step up your game because you are getting outclassed and embarrassed by Indianapolis. Does anybody know where Indianapolis is, other than the fact that it's in Indiana? Listen, I'm gonna get a ton of feedback and flack back for this, but listen, guys, I'm joking. I actually went to school in Kansas City, UMKC, and St. Joseph. So I do know where Oklahoma City is. Not exactly, but I do know in a sense where it is. But the consensus is if you're not on the East Coast and you're not on the West Coast, where are you? OKC, put yourself on the map. Start spending some money to go see the games. Now, let me see. Let me get back to what I was talking about here. Bada boom. The Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. And I'm going to do something here because I haven't did some chat people here. Oh my gosh. Which team do I think has the best shot at the title this year? Are we talking about the NHL or the NBA? Somebody says, would OKC dominate in the future? OKC or any top team like Orlando Magic or Cleveland Cavaliers? I think OKC is going to dominate well into the future as long as everyone stays healthy. And the future is always 3 to 5 years in the NBA. OKC, SGA is a legitimate scorer. He's a great scorer. He's a great scorer. I don't know how. I don't know what. Does he flop a lot? Yes, he flops a lot. I wish the NBA would get off that and let him, work a little bit harder to make his points. But the guy's a great scorer. He can shoot falling down, sideways, behind his back. He has a mid-range shot. It's quick as heck. He can take it to the hoop. Outside three-point shot. So for the Bangladeshis, yes, they're going to dominate in the future. And OKC is a seriously underrated this season. I would love to see them match up. This is from Newswave. I love to see how they match up in a 7-game series against the Celtics or the Bucks. West versus East experience. Well, I don't know about the Bucks because Giannis. Wait, let me take this screen off here. Giannis, he might not be around. Giannis looks like he might be heading for greener pastures somewhere. They're talking about him coming to the Celtics. I don't see that happening. I think he will still be with the Bucks, but I think they have a lot of soul searching to do, and I think Giannis has a lot of soul searching to do with the Bucks. Does he really want to play? Well, he needs to stop behaving like a kid and make it work. You remember I talked about Kevin Faulk in the birthday section today. A guy who played every play. He played every play as if it was the most important play of the game. He played every game as if it was the most important game, and he played every play as if it was the most important play of the game. But Giannis has to take a look at what he's doing, which is not that. He's not playing every play as if it's the most important play of the game. He takes plays off. He has to work on his shooting. And he has to work on passing the ball. And I know you're going to say he had a fairly good amount of assists. Yes, okay. But they were cheap assists. They weren't in the flow of the game. It's more like he gets backed all the way in and he finally passes the ball out. He has to be more in the flow of the game because he has to want to make his teammates more in flow of the game. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. The game does not revolve around Tatum or Giannis or those guys. They have to realize the game revolves around the play of the game. The same way that Indiana and OKC are doing it. You move the ball. You let the ball make the play. You have the ability on the team of anybody making a play. So give them the chance to make the play. So OKC is going to be there. I will check my email and the Bangladesh football team beat Bhutan. They're 2-0, and Hamza scored a goal. Wow. I'll tell you. They might be on the way. And let me move on to the NHL because I don't want to short them as I started to do. Let's get right to it. We have the Florida Panthers against Edmonton Oilers. And the Florida Panthers are in there for the 3rd year in a row. Yes, they have Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett and Barkov. But these guys have been in the finals. This is the 3rd straight finals, the 3rd consecutive finals that they've been in. That's a lot of wear and tear. That's a lot of games. Because I'm thinking in my head, you guys have seen me look up in the air. No, there's nothing there. There is a bug on the ceiling, but really there's nothing there. I'm thinking to myself, that is a lot of games um, over 3 years to the finals. And last year they won in 7 games. So it took them 7 games to win and to defeat the Oilers. But this year, many of the so-called experts are picking the Oilers, and ladies and gentlemen, I am inclined to agree with them because, as I said, it is a lot of years. And even though they've retooled to a bit, they picked up Brad Marchand from the Boston Bruins. The core of their team is still guys who were there 2 years ago, and then the year before that. So they've been grinding for the last 4 years, and that's tough on the body. It's tough on the energy level of each individual on that team. And with each consecutive playoff, you have to be a certain individual who can just handle that and crave that. The Michael Jordans, the Tom Bradys, the Bill Russells of the world, who think they should win every game. So they don't care if it's the playoffs, they don't care if it's a regular season. They're in it to win it. And as long as they're there, they think they should win it. Well, not everybody can be those type of players. Not everybody can have that type of mentality. So I think that it might be a drop off, and that's why I'm inclined to agree that the Florida Panthers might not win this year and that the Edmonton Oilers will win. And I'm not saying this as a put down, okay? The Edmonton Oilers. I mean, I don't think Canada's won, a Canadian team has won in 32 years in the NHL. They are due to win. I mean, please. I mean, yes. And would I like to see the Oilers win? Yes, for that sense. Yes, let a Canadian team. I'm not let them, but it would be so great for the. Why am I saying anything good about Canada with their tariffs and everything? No, I should be against Canada, but I can't be that way. They have a great team. They have Connor McDavid, a guy's name that escapes me right now. It's very good, but he has a really tough name. And they have some great players on the team. So I would like to see them also when they were there. They went to 7 games. Connor McDavid did not have the series that he should have had last year. He is probably going to have that series this year. And if he has the series of which he's capable of, because the guy is fantastic. Connor McDavid is the best hockey player in the league. And he plays for a Canadian team in Canada. Oh, Canada has not won in 32 years, has not won the Stanley Cup in 32 years. Yes, we would like to see them win a Stanley Cup. Anybody who's a sports enthusiast would like to see Canada, which is the birthplace of hockey, win the Stanley Cup. And this might be the year. So I guess I could end it saying that. I think the Edmonton Oilers, I think this is the year. My sentimental favorite is the Florida Panthers, not because I'm American and I am an American, true blue, red, white, and blue, but because they have Brad Marchand on the team. Brad Marchand, who is a longtime Bruins player, was a long time until they unceremoniously traded him toward the end of the year, just dumped him for a draft pick. Well, I can't say enough bad things about the Bruins, but I can't say enough good things about Brad Marchand. Love him or hate him, because you are going to love or hate Brad Marchand. And most of it's going to depend on whether he's on your team or not. But that's not the way that I operate. I love Brad Marchand because, like Kevin Faulk, he plays every play like it's the most important play of the game. And for guys like that who can bring it like that, well, there's no high accolade, none. So I would like to see the Panthers win because of Brad Marchand, but I think the Oilers will win it. And if they do win it, well, that's a good thing also. May the best team win. Moving on, we're going to talk about Tom Thibodeau, who just got fired. Yes, Tom Thibodeau, somehow. After bringing them to the best season they had in 25 years, Tom Thibodeau was unceremoniously shown the door yesterday. And I'm going to read to you. You guys got to get this. You guys got to listen to this. Why they fired him. Okay? Why they said it was a good idea to let Tom Thibodeau go. I'm just checking my chat to make sure that I've answered everything before I move on. to the last topic of the show? Yes, I have. So let's move on to the last topic of the show, which is Tom Thibodeau being released by the New York Knicks. And I would say that's the New York Knicks doing Knick things, because it's almost, you expect them to do something stupid. I mean, you just expect it. I mean, if it's going to be done wrongly, I would pick the New York Knicks to do it time and time again. I got into a situation, I got into a little, tit for tat with family members over Carmelo Anthony being inducted to the Hall of Fame, or in having his jersey retired. To which I replied to them, I don't even know why. And they mentioned a video, a podcast in which they were talking about uh, Carmelo Anthony and Nikola Jokic in the same sentence or paragraph. And I was highly offended, because having watched both of them, I don't see how you can mention Carmelo Anthony in the same paragraph. Now, Carmelo Anthony used to be with Denver and the Denver Nuggets, and the Knicks made a trade for him, which I couldn't figure out why they did it, other than to bring him home to New York, maybe to sell tickets. Because Carmelo had an underwhelming NBA career. He scored a lot of points. And I can read that off for you, because one of my cousins, who's very astute in getting these things, facts and things down, he sent it to me that Carmelo Anthony made an All-Star appearance with the Knicks 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. Thank you for letting me know that, Kelvin. Yes. And that he had 28,000 career points, 10th all time, and he owns the Knicks single game scoring record, and was 62, and is going to be elected into the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you. Because you are more analytical than me. I look at wins and losses and how far they went, and the emotion that I felt when I saw this guy play. Did he invoke any emotion in me in any particular way? And what I felt when I watched Carmelo Anthony was fatigue, bored. Carmelo Anthony shot the ball a lot. A lot. Didn't pass that much, shot the ball a lot. And he was not that athletic as far as athleticism goes. So he had a lot of hype in college, and it didn't translate to the pros. But New York traded for him. They traded a boatload to get him. Another move that I thought was stupid by New York, because, well, 2011, even though he was an all-star, they lost in the first round. 2012, they lost in the first round. 2013, they lost in the second round. 2014, no playoffs. 2015, no playoffs. 2016, no playoffs. 2017, no playoffs. That was with Carmelo Anthony. Sometimes this Hall of Fame thing is like a popularity contest more than it is about what the guy actually gave to the game. Because, well, I told you, you can see right there, no playoffs, none. And that's the reason why they, well, I don't even know why they follow Tom Thibodeau. But what I'm saying is that the New York Knicks will always do stupid things, things that don't make sense. Going to get Carmelo Anthony, to me at that time, made no sense. And they fired Tom Thibodeau yesterday. And again, to me, that makes no sense. Unbelievable. Well, let me read to you what they said when they fired Tom Thibodeau. This is what the Knicks said after giving them the best record they've had in 25 years. Our organization is singularly focused on winning a championship for our fans. This pursuit led us to the difficult decision to inform Tom Thibodeau that we've decided to move in another direction. We can't thank Tom enough for pouring his heart and soul into each and every day of being the New York Knicks head coach. He led us not only with class and professionalism for the past 5 seasons, but also to tremendous success on the court with 4 playoff berths and 4 playoff series victories. Ultimately, we made the decision we feel is best for our organization moving forward. Tom will always be part of our Knicks family, and we truly wish him nothing but the best in the future. If the New York Knicks organization thinks that Tibbs could have beat the Indiana Pacers this year, then they live in another dimension. But somebody has to take the trade. Somebody has to take the blame for trading away Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Dante DiVincenzo for a role player and a center with bad knees. And guess who that person is? That person is Tom Thibodeau. You are that guy. Take heart, Tom. I know that New York still owes you a lot of money. And now that you're free, if the Celtics are smart, they would grab you up because the Joe Mazzulla 3-point bonsai bonanza experience has run its course. Yeah, they should bring you in as the head coach and have Joe Mazzulla as the co-head coach or assistant because Joe Mazzulla still has a lot to learn, and he can learn a lot from you. Now let me check the chats again. Some things came on. I think we have everything in here that we need to see for the chats. Oh, let's make one more thing here. I think we have it. OKC could beat any Eastern team right now. Shy is him. And that squad has no fear. Don't sleep on the Thunder. Okay, bro. We will see. You might be right. You might be right. I'm going to say don't sleep on the Pacers. How's that? Don't sleep on the Pacers. We will see. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my show for you today. And you know what? I'm going to end the show with the bumper music, Fur Elise from Beethoven. We're going to have that as our going out music. And I'm going to refine that and make it even better. And we'll have it as the exit music when we leave the show. So let's get to the music thing. And here we are. Bring it all the way back. I had a ball. Listen, it's a beautiful day out there. Get out there and enjoy. Remember, say your prayers. Say your prayers. Love your neighbor. That's going to be hard. Sometimes it's hard to love ourselves. But give your best shot at loving your neighbor, despite what they do. See yourself as the problem. That's right. Sure, your neighbor needs to change. But we probably need to change also in order to get the best out of our neighbors. For that, I'm going to say hasta la vista, sayonara, have a good day.